This week in Louisiana agriculture.
The floodwaters are gone in the Morganza spillway, but there's still a lot of cleanup to be done. I'm Avery Davidson with that story ahead.
I'll show you how farmers here in Morehouse Parish celebrate the 10-year anniversary of the Black Farm Tour.
And farmers and ranchers have united to better tell the story of agriculture. How can you get involved? Hi, I'm AJC Bean. Thank you so much for joining us. Michael Dana has the week off. The flood is gone, but the damage remains from the flood of 2011. Farmers and ranchers in the Morganza spillway are again able to get into their fields and pastures now that the Army Corps of Engineers has closed off all of the gates on the spillway structure. As This Week in Louisiana Agriculture's Avery Davidson shows us, the flood did more than alter the landscape, but the lives of the farmers in its path.
A rotting fish caught on barbed wire is what greets you when you visit Ricky Rivet's hayfield at the base of the Morganza spillway structure. In the days before the Army Corps of Engineers opened the gates, Rivet rushed to get his heifers and steers out of the way. Now, rather than grazing cattle, all you see are gray boulders dotting the landscape.
Rocks all over the pasture. There's gouge holes out there where the water came through. He's going to be severely impacted as far as his haymaking and pasture right there, because it's going to take a long time to get all those rocks picked up.
Miles Brashear is the county agent in Pointe-Coupee Parish. He remembers when water rushed through the gates of this structure with the power of this freight train. That's what cut these gouges, which are nearly 200 feet long and 40 feet deep.
Surprisingly, it's not as bad as we thought it was going to be.
Miles says inside the spillway where these floodwaters have gone down, farmers are busy planting soybeans. However, they're only able to plant about 10,000 acres of the land, half of their normal acreage.
Things aren't quite as dire as we initially thought it would be. And if we keep getting these little afternoon showers and whatnot, we think we'll still be okay.
We're finally getting some good summertime rains. So even though some of these fields have partial stands, they still have decent yield potential. The prices are still really good.
Marty Graham grows just about every crop you can plant in Pointe-Coupee Parish. He says folks inside and outside the spillway are having problems growing soybeans this year.
When normally beans will come up in 3 to 4 days, you're going back in the fields a week later and you're only seeing a partial stand.
That's what's happening in George LaCour's field just outside of the spillway. Brashear says he spoke recently with a crop consultant who may know what's happening.
He did some soil readings on temperature from 1 inch down to 2 inches, and the soil temperature at 1 inch deep was 115 degrees. So as that little bean germinated, that root system was trying to develop, it was actually getting cooked.
So while this growing season is not the complete disaster some thought it would be, it's still one some farmers would prefer to forget. In Morganza, I'm Avery Davidson for This Week in Louisiana Agriculture.
Originally, Dr. Kirk Guidry with the LSU Ag Center estimated that the floodwaters from the Morganza spillway could destroy nearly 300,000 acres of farmland. It appears the drought conditions at the time decreased the damage from the flood. The LSU Ag Center is currently assessing the damage and will have a full report in the coming weeks.